and Pendergast with today's headlines.
All right, draft day is here. It is here. A year ago today, as we just played in the previous segment, game changer, franchise changer for the Texans. It'll be a little more laid back this time. The Texans, as of right now, do not pick until 42nd in the draft. We'll get to the big storylines in the draft at the top of the hour, but a couple things here that we'll hit. The Texans right now have 9 picks, Seth. They've got 3 tomorrow and 6 on Saturday. One of those picks somewhere along the way will be announced by world-famous Houston streamer, Sketch.
Sure, the guy that I pretended I've always known about.
Right.
Long before Sketch was out running routes with CJ and Tank Dell.
He's a FOCJS.
Yeah.
Friend of CJ Stroud.
He was out there. Stephon Diggs was throwing the ball poorly to him at one point. So
I have since started watching some of his content. He's fun.
So he's a streamer. He's a gaming streamer originally, right?
Yeah.
Now he's branched out into doing a lot of different
sports and stuff. He's got his little catchphrases. What's up, brother? Tuesday. Yeah.
When does he say the catchphrases? While he's playing?
Yeah.
So you're getting into? Are you going to be one of these people that watches people play video games now?
Maybe Sketch might have got me into it, man.
It's entertaining.
That's
have you sat down and watched an entire stream? Or
No,
do you just
not
watch
yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Admittedly, most of it I'm watching now is it's draft season, so I'm making sure I'm not missing anything. That kind of thing.
This is where a lot of people our age and older probably have noticed over the last couple drafts that the people that are getting up to announce some of the picks are world famous people you've never heard of.
Right.
That are streamer, they're content creators. You know, the NFL has really reached out to content creators. I know this year. I just know this from following Brett Coleman. Brett Coleman is a guy that's had a YouTube channel forever and does in-depth film breakdowns. Real smart guy, but he was originally a Texans fan, so he's still. And he still is a Texans fan, so I hope to see Brett Coleman announce a pick. I don't know if he's edgy enough or not.
Right.
He does long form content on YouTube that takes it's not necessarily appealing to the average 17-year-old.
Right.
It appeals to a very it's one of these things. It's a niche audience, and yet it's hundreds of thousands of people.
Yes.
So Brett does very well with it. He needs to announce a Texans pick.
I would like that. That would be fun.
I don't know this Sketch kid other than just what I've seen of a few.
He seems fun. He's a friend of CJ Stroud. He's a friend of mine. Okay. You know, so he's going to announce one of the picks. As far as storylines go, we'll get to the big ones in the draft. This one I just saw this morning. J.J. McCarthy was on the Rich Eisen show.
Yeah.
Did he spill the beans here when he was asked, okay, so what team do you think you're going to?
So where you're going? Any idea? I mean, I have somewhat of an idea. New York Giants, I've spent the most time with. You know, they're a phenomenal staff. Love Coach Dable. Love, Mr. Shane. Love Coach Tierney, Coach Kafka, Chicago guy. Just being able to go in there, pretty much know most of the install because Coach Dable came from Alabama and Coach Gaddis came to Michigan from Alabama. So it's similar formations, motions, plays, all that stuff. So being able to get that install in has been great. I met with them twice. It's been amazing.
Okay, so that's the Giants picking 6th. They, if you're believing what you're hearing about J.J. McCarthy, they might need to move up to get him. There could be 4 quarterbacks that go in the top 5 or 6 picks. Maybe he's there at 6. We'll see. Did J.J. McCarthy accidentally spill the beans, or is he trying to speak something into existence?
Maybe he's trying to speak something into existence. I'll tell you one thing that he did. This, honestly, you talk about, as much as we criticize scouts for, using stupid things to judge people and everything, I do wonder, there's a little bit of this where, dude, read the room a little bit. If you got any kind of respect for Daniel Jones or others, or the Giants themselves,
right?
They probably don't really want Daniel Jones knowing that they flirted that hard and heavy with you in case they don't take you.
Right.
It's a little bit of all right, dude, just have a little wherewithal here. You maybe talk about several teams that you've talked to or what have you. Yeah, I feel like you might have a little of the Harbaugh in him. You might have a little bit of the disconnect from reality and people that Jim Harbaugh, his old coach, did.
You're right. If I was with the Giants front office and he's trying to speak it into existence, that would have the opposite effect.
Maybe dude, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, I don't think
maybe we're not. Maybe we haven't decided on you yet, but you're sitting here and throwing a wrench into our operation if you don't take it. If we don't take it,
I always ask, would you be a good mob soldier? He would be a terrible mob soldier.
Awful.
He would crack under questioning in 5 seconds.
Oh, he'd be out of jail so quick. He'd be did you hear they picked up JJ?
Dude.
The cops?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he comes walking in with a bunch of subs.
Yeah.
The receipt with the FBI credit card is in the bag still and everything. It's hey, guys, I got right out.
Or you never see him again because they put in the Whitney Protection Program in Scottsdale.
I like it better when they get out too fast. That's almost, you know why? Because then even the cops are like, this guy sucks. Get him out. Let everybody know that we talked to him. Yeah.
Right. Let's Darwinism take its hold. Draft tonight. Coverage begins 6 o'clock here on Sports Radio 610. Astros lose again to the Cubs 4-3 last night. Cubs took a 4-0 lead in the first inning. And that was enough. 4-3, the final score. It feels like every Astros loss, and there have been lots of them, Seth, have been either they give up one gargantuan inning to the other team, or the bullpen on the back end blows the save or gives up a lead.
It's on the front or in the back.
Yeah, something
like it's like we got a shaggy mullet. You know, like almost a kid that's going to let everything go down in the front, but then he's got it on the back, too. And it's high and tight on the sides.
Right.
But he's just got a flowing mane of hair in the front and in the back.
Oddly, what's working is the shaving on the sides, and it's called Rafael Montero. That's working just fine right now.
Right.
The middle relief's been okay.
Sean Dubin, revelation.
Last night.
Look at this kid.
Yeah,
but the first inning tends to be an issue for Astros pitchers. I'll be honest with you, man. I do not like all the various excuses that I hear, like in any given, like nobody's in the mood for it. Yeah, it was freaking cold out. You know who else is cold for? The Cubs.
Yeah.
The Cubs.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they're used to, I know, yeah. Like, every damn team is half Latin American players. You're going to tell me that somehow, like, oh, yeah, they grew up playing in this weather or something.
Right.
Of course not. No, it's no excuse.
Yeah.
The Cubs players, everybody, nobody's been,
yeah.
It was ugly. It's ugly. It was really bad. And the Astros pitchers, are being the teams being outscored 30-15 in the first inning this year.
It feels
they
like
let up a run every damn first inning.
I'll be honest, it feels like way more than 30 runs they've given up.
I know,
in the first
I heard
inning.
that stat, and I was like,
Hunter Brown gave up 9 in one outing.
Yeah.
You know? It's crazy.
So even Spencer Getty last night looks great after there's the small issue of the 4 runs in the first inning, and then you go three in the third innings, and people are acting like he's a revelation.
And this looked like a fun day on the calendar like 3 weeks ago. Like, afternoon game in Wrigley. Man, had I known it'd be Verlander pitching also like 3 weeks ago, like, oh, wow. You had afternoon Astros and the first night of the draft starting at like 6 o'clock. So the first pick will be 7 o'clock.
Yeah, big.
It's a fun day, man.
Yeah, the city.
Except the Astros suck.
I feel bad for the city of Chicago. They thought that they were going to get like this megalopolis of awesome both draft and baseball.
Yeah.
Your Cubs are actually really good this year so far. And but no, they're facing a sham Astros team.
Oh, but they're going to get a win. They're
Yeah.
going to get a win. I think it's good to be a Chicago person.
I think for them it feels like, this is a weakened version of the Astros.
Oh, they want to beat up on
didn't really do it.
It is Verlander, though. If they win against Verlander, I'm trying to.
That's okay. Good call. Good call.
It is Verlander, so we'll see.
I was thinking about the whole weekend total.
Yeah.
But you're right. Today especially.
Just this one day.
Very big. Okay,
yeah,
good call. Good
one
call.
day. All right, those are headlines. We've got a lot to get to. Amon-Ra St. Brown got a big contract. How does that affect Nico Collins? Penei Sewell also got a big. Detroit was dishing out money yesterday. And Penei Sewell got a big contract.
How much would they trade for Verlander? Do you think?
I don't know.
The Tigers.
I don't know. The Lions. Can we get Penei Sewell? Well, I'll tell you. Notice Penei Sewell's contract.
Yeah, Laramie Tunsil.
Big time. Yeah.
He did. What did he do? The eyeballs, or what did he do?
He put 28 exclamation point because he got $28 million a year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he retweeted the contract and did like a hand on chin thing. He tweeted multiple times.
Hand on chin.
He didn't want.
Nobody's got any.
Laramie's way more fun on a good football team than he is on a bad football team.
Yeah, he was doing that on a bad team.
Yeah.
Like, oh, God.
I'll say that. All right.